The sterile scent of antiseptic hung heavy in the air, a stark contrast to the chaos brewing within Alice's body. She strained against the pain, her face slick with sweat, her cries echoing through the delivery room. Dr. Hartman, his expression a mixture of concern and barely contained fury, coached her through each contraction. He glanced at the empty space beside her, the absence of Eric Odom a palpable indictment. Where is he? He thought, his jaw tightening. This was Alice's first live birth, a miracle after so many devastating miscarriages, and the man who should have been her support was nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, on the astral plane, Annabelle watched the unfolding scene with growing dread. He had trusted Elliot's assurances, believed that Eric would be there for Alice. Now, seeing her alone, vulnerable, his anger surged. He's still not here, Elliot. Annabelle's voice vibrated with barely controlled rage. He's in Kenosha, partying, while Alice, she's suffering alone. Elliot remained calm, though a flicker of something akin to concern crossed his features. He'll be here, Annabelle. Trust me, there's a larger plan at work. A larger plan? Annabelle scoffed. What about her plan? What about her happiness? What about the child? He paused, the memory of his recent discovery burning like acid in his mind. You told me about Yana Thomas, but you left out something important, didn't you? Elliot's gaze shifted slightly, a subtle admission. Another child is to be born, yes, on July 4th. Annabelle's breath hitched. July 4th, just one day before Alice's due date. Another woman, Elliot? How many more are there? This is necessary, Annabelle, Elliot insisted, his voice firm. You have to trust me. These events are orchestrated. Annabelle seethed, the knowledge of Eric's infidelity a bitter pill to swallow. He wanted to rage, to tear Eric apart, but Elliot's words, though cryptic, held a weight that he couldn't ignore. He knew, deep down, that Elliot's larger plan was beyond his comprehension, a tapestry woven with threads he couldn't yet see. With a heavy heart, he turned his attention back to Alice, his focus shifting to protecting her and the child she carried. Back in the delivery room, Alice's cries intensified. Dr. Hartman, his concern mounting, issued rapid instructions to the nurses. Just as Alice gave one final, agonizing push, Eric stumbled into the room, looking rumpled and disheveled, the faint scent of alcohol clinging to him. Sorry I'm late, babe, he said casually, offering a perfunctory kiss to Alice's forehead. Things got a little crazy. He glanced at Dr. Hartman. Hey, document. Dr. Hartman's lips thinned. Mr. Odom, your fiancée has been in labor all night. Eric shrugged. Yeah, I know. He turned back to Alice. So you pop one out, huh? Alice, her eyes filled with a mixture of exhaustion, relief, and a deep, unsettling confusion, looked at him. Eric, where were you? I was so scared. Just had some business to take care of. Eric replied dismissively. Don't worry about it. It's all good now. The nurse placed the baby in Alice's arms. As Alice looked down at the child, a chilling wave of disorientation washed over her. The baby felt alien, wrong. A sense of dread crept into her heart. This isn't right, she whispered, her voice trembling. Eric rolled his eyes. What's not right? You've got a healthy baby girl. What's the problem? Dr. Hartman stepped forward, his face grim. This is her first baby, Mr. Odom. She's going to really need you to lean on. Eric smirked. This isn't my first rodeo, Dr. Hartman, disgusted, gave Alice one last, genuine smile before leaving the room. Tears streamed down Alice's face as she looked down at the child in her arms. The suppressed memories, fragments of a nightmare she couldn't quite grasp, began to surface. She saw flashes of another woman, another child, a birthday cake with candles. July 4th. A wave of pure terror engulfed her. She screamed, a raw, primal sound that echoed through the hospital. Then darkness. Annabelle reappeared, cradling the baby in his arms, his face a mask of fierce protectiveness. Gigi's voice echoed in his mind, laced with chillingly familiar, I told you so. I told you she would lose her shit. Annabelle ignored her, his gaze fixed on the infant in his arms. A fierce, protective love surged through him, a love that transcended anything he had ever felt before. "She's mine now," he whispered, his voice filled with a desperate resolve. "I won't let him hurt her.